recently, our college football portfolio has grown. Fox Football, Friday night, living it up. The coaches, the players. This game is not far in. Against number 14, Kansas State. We are live. A capacity crowd is on hand. And what a matchup we look forward to bringing you here at Bill Snyder Family Stadium. Tim Brando with old number 98 from Michigan, Devin Gardner. You know, partner, I've had a lot of firsts in my career, but this is a first that I've really been looking forward to. I know you have as well. Why? You got two teams on the precipice of being relevant in the 12-team college football playoff. Kansas State's won championships recently. Arizona is coming back, a team that's won, dare I say, a record straight. 9 in a row coming in. They just took over for your Wolverines with the best streak, and they've got commanding quarterbacks. But you believe it could be the running game that's key.
Yeah, the duo of Noah Fafita and Tetairoa McMillan is well documented throughout the country, especially when McMillan has a 300-plus yard game in week 1. But tonight is going to be Kwali Conley. He's going to be tasked with making sure that Kansas State defense can't just take guys out of the box and double team and bracket McMillan. And if they do that, he's going to have to make them pay on the ground. And then on the other side, how about that home team quarterback, the young 19-year-old Avery Johnson? I've loved watching his development in the pocket. And his teammates voted him captain as a true sophomore. That shows exactly what they think of him and the type of leader that he is. Yeah. And couple that with the ability to be possibly the best athlete on the field at any given time, he could be a household name, and he could make his name tonight.
Here come the Wildcats. And now, it's today's game countdown sponsored by Progressive. The stars like Fafita, in addition to McMillan, T-Mac will be on the receiving end. Those golden locks of Avery Johnson, a 4-star player, and DJ Giddens. It's Cats versus Cats, a showdown in the heartland of America.
Bear down brotherhood, it's a sign of connection.
And the Arizona Wildcats, your Valero Alamo Bowl champions.
The 31st head coach, Husky football.
To welcome back to Tucson, Brent Brennan.
When things happened, we already knew from the jump that we were going to stay together.
I was pretty adamant that I was going to stay.
We got unfinished business. We running it back. Bear down.
You could not ask for a better evening as summer gives way to fall here at Bill Snyder Family Stadium. The third member of our broadcast team has more for us. Here is Josh Sims.
Well, Tetairoa McMillan burst out the gate in week 1. 10 receptions, 304 yards, and 4 touchdowns in that game. A more modest performance last week. Just 2 receptions, 11 yards on 5 targets. Northern Arizona spending most of that game double teaming him. So offensive coordinator Dino Babers says, of course we are a better team when the ball is in his hands, but we got to find different ways to get him the ball. But more importantly, we got to show we can beat other teams in multiple ways. We got to spread the ball around and show how dangerous we can be on offense.
They are very explosive. Kansas State won the toss, elected to defer. So Arizona will receive. Chris Tennant will handle the kickoff chores, the senior from Shawnee, Kansas. And back deep, number 2, a speed merchant, Jeremiah Patterson, redshirt junior from San Francisco. This is one of the great places to watch college football. Just sit back and enjoy your Friday night. Cannot think of a better way to usher in a magnificent weekend of football on Fox. Toe meets leather, and we're underway. Patterson. And Jeremiah gets it out to the 28, maybe the 29-yard line. And that's where Noah Fafita will make his way out. Youngster from Huntington Beach, California. His decision to come back and the relationship that he has with so many of his teammates, including, as Josh touched on, Tetairoa McMillan. 65% is always considered a good clip, isn't it, my friend?
Absolutely.
Yes,
and
indeed.
the way he does it is so impressive at that size, right? Not a very big guy, but he's got that chip on his shoulder, and I'm excited to see him work.
Pac-12 Offensive Freshman of the Year a season ago. They got on that run, winning 7 straight. Out of the shotgun, 4 wide. Curl pattern, a little comebacker to Montana. Lamonius Craig, number 5. Senior out of Inglewood, California, with a first down. They get it out to the 37-yard line for the first down.
I love that start to the game because what Arizona's going to have to do, they're going to have the others participate, the other wide receivers, the other running backs, and take some of the pressure off of McMillan. That's a great start to show that you will get the ball to other guys.
The thing you'll notice about McMillan, he's got such great height and the ability to high point the football when it's thrown his way. He's always read number 1 for Fifita. This time he just has to unload it as the pressure was coming from Austin Romaine, a middle linebacker. He's tough, sophomore from Hillsboro, Missouri. And a look at that. Arizona offensive front. Baker is the leader. Those guards are tremendous. Ryan Stewart, Wendell Moy Jr. Wide receiving core we touched on. The tight end is Kean Burnett, another one of those guys that knows all too well what his quarterback Fifita's all about. They've been together since the 8th grade. 2nd and 10. Again, right back at you. And you see that high pointing capability of Tetairoa McMillan. Let's take a look quickly at the K-State defense. Linebacker laden, but up front, keep an eye on Bates and Mott. But those linebackers, Romaine, so good, along with Purnell and Moore. And the secondary, they always produce outstanding corners here. And they will score, not just stop teams, but they will scoop and score as they did a week ago at Tulane. That helped turn that game around in the second half. They trailed by 10 points at halftime. Conley the lone setback, 3rd and 1. What a power eye look back there. Conley, he got to the edge in a hurry. Well, they used the formation, didn't they, partner? Went the opposite way. Purnell shoved him out.
It's a nice job trying to pull guys around, but this is all Kwali finding his way through, right? He's patient, and then he bursts on the outside. We talked about in the open for a reason. He has to be the equalizer. He has to make sure that this Kansas State defense has to play balance so that you can have balance on the offensive side.
And remember, Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt, who had such a big game against New Mexico in game 1, is fighting through the NCAA clearinghouse with eligibility issues. He did not make the trip, so he'll have to get Kwali most of the carries. There's that penetration by the linebacker, the strong side backer, junior from Topeka, Kansas, Desmond Purnell piercing through.
Desmond Purnell is so fun to watch. Watch him here to the left of your screen. Just shoot the gap. He's not the biggest guy, so he has to play fast. He gets underneath, and boom! He beats the big offensive lineman, Jonah Savaiinaea, into the backfield. Very nice job by Purnell, but if he continues to trigger quickly, those routes could be open behind him.
Rayshon Luke, number 21, the junior out of St. John Bosco, is in the game now. And he's the safety valve here coming out of the backfield. And he receives it. He's past the 40, shoved out at the 36 by Justin James, number 5.
Kansas State had a lot of this last week. You got the middle linebacker, number 41, Austin Moore, in man-to-man coverage. See, he's not even looking at the running back. The running back's out right away. Nice job of recognition by Fifita to get that ball out quickly and set up this 3rd and manageable.
3rd down 6. 11 personnel. Pair of tight ends in. Luke in motion. Fifita in some trouble. He lets it fly, and it's caught. That's the tight end, Sam Olsen. He may be right at the stick or just shy of it. Let's see where the mark is. Exceedingly close.
What an outstanding job by Fifita, knowing he has shallow cross coming, but he has to buy some time. Just a quick jab to the right, and then get the ball out as you're being tackled. And a nice double catch there by Olsen. and it sets up a 4th and short. I love going for it here.
Yeah, 4th and really inches, less than a foot. And Fifita going over, he's going to ask for and get a timeout. His O-line coach, Oglesby, was over there. There's a look at Brent Brennan. Did a remarkable job at San Jose State. Built that program from really nowhere to a Mountain West title, but was once an assistant coach, a GA here for Dick Tomey. More on that a bit later. Stay in the Game is sponsored by Hampton by Hilton for the stay.
And the keys tonight for Arizona, you have to keep Johnson in the pocket. And when I say Johnson, I mean Avery Johnson. Make sure that he plays from within the pocket. He's worked very hard on it, but make him prove to you that he's capable to do it, because when he gets outside, there's danger. And for K-State, you got to frustrate McMillan. They haven't done a good job of it thus far. However, last week, Josh talked about it. NAU did an outstanding job of making sure they took him away, and it flustered this offense. Let's see if Kansas State can do that, but they've got to defend this 4th and short first.
Yeah, you touched on it early in the week. You said Northern Arizona may have given K-State a blueprint for success defensively tonight. Here we go. 4th and inches. Conley. Well, he got past contain, and as the first down to the 26-yard line, Marquise Siegel makes the stop, the free safety, one of their leaders of that defense out of Omaha, Nebraska, the senior. Transferred over from North Dakota State.
I just love to watch him progress gaps, right? He does a nice job of pressing the hole initially, and then he starts to progress to the left. Next gap, next gap, next gap, and gets what he has to, and then delivers a blow to Siegel.
Sure did. I think he took the brunt of that. You're right. No question. First down at the 26 of Kansas State. 3-man front now for the Wildcats. Nothing doing for Quali Conley here. And again, look what they do with that penetration. It looked like the ball may have hit the ground, but it was recovered by Conley. That's Toby Ososami, number 44, making contact, sophomore from Wichita, Kansas. Looked like it might have been out for a brief time.
Let's take a look here. You can see him fighting. He's got it.
I thought that ball was out. Yes, it was.
That ball's out. It bounces off of a calf, and it starts to move. They're going quickly.
They are. I saw it in real time. And now on that curl, they read that play beautifully. Trying to get it to T-Mac. McMillan, the intended receiver. Boy, well, that was snuffed out by Keenan Garber and Austin Moore, numbers 1 and 41, respectively.
This is a nice job. Fifita wants to get this ball out because he thinks he has the numbers. However, number 41, Austin Moore, flows extremely fast, and he's there as the ball's trying to be completed. Outstanding job of showing Fifita that he'll have that and then taking it away.
Kansas State so good at getting you behind the sticks with tackles for losses early. 4 wides now. Fifita, sprint out action, caught by T-Mac. McMillan a first down at the 11. Keenan Garber corralled him, but not before he picked up the yardage.
Really nice job. Watch his pace. He's trying to set up a pick. Slow, then burst away in man-to-man coverage. A very nice job of McMillan getting across the field and setting up an opportunity to pick up that first down.
Well, this is exactly what Arizona wanted on the road.
It's close to a perfect start as you can get offensively, especially after the start that they had a week ago.
Particularly when you're converting 3rd and longs,
of course,
as part of the drive. Out of the shotgun, look out. He is so good, Conley, at getting to the edge. Jacob Parrish, the right corner, with the stop. Gain of 5.
Offensive coordinator Dino Babers is doing a very nice job of keeping Kansas State off balance, a mix of run and pass, not completely centered around getting the ball to McMillan, but in critical situations, trying to find him, especially when they can find a one-on-one opportunity. And he has one down at the bottom of your screen right now.
Brennan was the GA for Dino when he began at Arizona on the Tomey staff. Conley down to the 1. Siegel, the stop. He undercut him, and he tried with that extra surge to get past the inline, but could not.
Right, and I love that he doesn't reach out the ball,
yeah.
Right? Oh, I think he's just a little bit short. a little bit short, but I love the threat of McMillan removing guys from the box. I talked about in the open. You have to be able to run. They started with the safety in the box, and then they shoot him outside to get over the top of McMillan, and it opens up a huge lane for Conley.
14th play of this drive. It's been very effective. Conley, touchdown. His 4th of the season. And what a drive for Arizona to open this game. I mean, they took 7 minutes and 34 seconds off the clock.
I mean, this is about as good as it gets for Conley, finding his way through linebackers, diving and missing the tackle, and he just goes into the end zone scot-free.
They got a whale of a field goal kicker at Arizona, the senior from Lucas, Texas, Tyler Loop, for the extra point. Arizona takes advantage of receiving the ball after K-State deferred. And Fafita and company march right down the field.
What do you know about that song that's playing right there? You got to dust your shoulders off.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Only pay for what you need. And by KFC. It's finger-licking good. Look at that scoring drive. Just a thing of beauty, and you noticed a little cushion in that coverage.
Absolutely, and this is what you're going to have to take a look at throughout the entire game. I talked about in the open. That's Marquise Siegel. Right at the snap, he moves outside to help on McMillan, and he's supposed to be there, right? He tries to get back quickly, but now you put the ball on the inch-yard line, so that's the theme of the game. Can you stop the run while also stopping McMillan? And like I said, Conley has to make him pay on the ground if they do.
After the touchback, ball will be brought out to the 25. You know, if that blonde hair were a little longer, it would be a throwback to the late Golden Richards, huh? Just those blonde locks ready to go. Avery Johnson, talk about a magnificent talent, a guy that has a lot of swagger and confidence to go with his talent. Bona fide 4-star recruit. And they are touting him as maybe the best to potentially ever play the position here. Dylan Edwards is in the backfield along with DJ Giddens as they flank Avery on first down from the 25. And he'll keep it on a little read play to open. He can beat you with his legs as well as his arm. Let's take a look at that offense. Adley Panzer had a streak of 28 straight starts. They were hoping he could go. Looks like he's able to. And then the rest of that offensive front is strong. Oakley is a fantastic tight end. They'll use 4 of them there. Up front, Johnson slings it out, incomplete, intended for Edwards coming out of the backfield. And the Arizona defense, again, second level is what to keep an eye on. Up front, Smith is a great edge rusher. Uiagalelei on the opposite side. And those linebackers, Manu and Brown, and the star, Drayden Stukes, also outstanding in that secondary. Looked like a possible inside blitz coming here on third down. Now they drop off and the pass is caught, but it is Keegan Johnson. I think they're going to say he's about a half-yard shy. Keegan, of course, the Iowa transfer, didn't get many targets when he was with the Hawkeyes.
And you would love to see him take that past the first down just a bit so that he does have the first down yardage once he catches it and maybe stay on his feet. But it looks like they're going to try to go for it here. I don't love getting under center, but DJ Giddens is a powerful runner.
Yes, he is. And this should tell you they respect the Arizona offense. Does he get there? Arizona doesn't think so, but that last surge may have been enough. And it appears that the mark is going to go Kansas State's way.
Yeah,
Let's see.
Both referees gave him the spot.
Sure did.
To get past the 35-yard line, which is the yard line that he needed to get. That's risky, man. That is risky, but that shows how much not only he trusts his offense, but he trusts his defense. Because if you give that ball back to him right now after what they were doing on the field, they're going to be a tired defense. Take a look here. A little tush-push going there.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That might be close. I don't know.
And Matt Leinart is reminded of that, I'm sure, as he's watching this one in Wisconsin. Getting ready for Big Noon. There's the legs again. Look at that throw. It's incomplete. Cephas dropped it. Boy, it was so well thrown. He played shortstop as a baseball player in high school coming up, and that is Mahomes-esque throwing, going the opposite way.
It's a really good job by Dante Cephas to get all the way across the field. But this catch has to be made. You got to stay on your feet. Don't fall to the ground, because that's when the ball comes out, right? Falling down, it was a good enough throw that you can stay on your feet, run out of bounds, or get up the field.
He lost that as he was seeding the ball.
Yeah.
He really did. 2nd and 10. There he goes. Crowd will tell you that story. He is quick. Avery Johnson, career high 181 yards, couple of touchdowns, threw for 152. That's a 19-yard gain there as they briskly move the ball downfield. Giddens is the setback. That was his longest run of the season so far. Quick curl, it's caught. That's Jaden Jackson. Going to mark him at the 38-yard line, so a gain of 8. Takario Davis with a stop. Let's take a look at that previous play, that outstanding run.
Take a look at number 90, Lance Kennelly. He's the person that's tasked with setting the edge, right? Being the quarterback, you have to do your job, because if you don't, this young quarterback can break the game with his legs. You saw it on the opposite other play, the downfield pass where he gets on the edge. The one thing that I saw with Arizona on film, they do not contain the quarterback well.
Play fake to Giddens, looking long. Jackson overthrown. He had him too. Takario Davis was beaten that time. He may have, as they say, a little adrenaline working right here this opening drive.
Yeah, he does a nice job of beating those hands down, and he even comes back inside to leave the space for the quarterback to throw it outside. Young guys at home, when you're running your go routes, you can't just run up the sideline. You have to get that 5-yard buffer so the quarterback can fade you away. That's a nice job, but the pressure made that throw a little too deep.
Tafuo was given a lot of pressure right up the gut on that play. Here's Giddens. Wrestled down inside the 35 to the 33-yard line. Gunnar Maldonado, the outstanding safety, number 9, senior from Chandler, Arizona, with the stop.
Yeah, a little wardrobe malfunction there for the young shining quarterback there.
He got a little jewelry.
A little jewelry. little NIL.
That and a nice lavender Corvette.
Yeah.
Courtesy NIL.
Hometown kid, man.
Made good. Already. 1st and 10. Out of the shotgun. Again. On the cross, incomplete. Cephas again unable to come down with it. That was a dart. It climbed on him a little. Again, maybe more adrenaline in the young quarterback.
Yeah, you'll love Dante Cephas to make that play. That's a tough catch to make, but he dropped an easy one, right? So make up for it here and help your young quarterback who has that adrenaline rolling, just like you talked about. That's what happens when you're a quarterback and your heart is pounding extremely hard. It's a lot of fans here, prime time. Tim Brando is here, and you got a little bit too much juice on that shallow cross. A nice, easy pop to him will be nice.
Oh, I think he knows 98 is here, too. The old Michigan quarterback. There goes DJ Giddens. Oh, what a hit. How about that lick? You talk about delivering the blow. DJ against Emmanuel Carnley, 23. I could hear that pop all the way up here.
Take a look at the center and the guard. Sam Heck and Hadley Panzer, who wasn't supposed to play today, pull around, and Giddens has such patience behind, find his way through, and then try to deliver a blow.
Boy, he really delivered the blow, didn't he? With a pistol formation this time. Bring in the extra tight end. Crossbuck action. Giddens again, twirl down inside the 10 at the 6, a pickup of 8. Jacob Manu, the outstanding Mike linebacker, making the stop. Manu is the leader of this defense for Dwayne Aquina, the 69-year-old defensive coordinator that's been here for so long at Arizona.
And he's going to have a lot of occurrences with DJ Giddens, and DJ Giddens is a guy who a lot of the country, I think he's very undervalued.
Oh.
He's an outstanding running back.
That was an NFL move he just made right there. Stopped at the point of attack there at the 5-yard line is Giddens. And the run support's really good. Sterling Lane was the first to get there. Genesis Smith also in to polish up. And this is an Arizona team that returns so much more talent than most people thought. When Jedd Fisch left for Washington to take over for Kalen DeBoer, many people thought there would be just everyone leaving the office and heading northwest, but that didn't happen. Manu is one of those leaders. 3rd down and a yard. Giddens. Ooh, this is going to be close. Very close. But again, the initial spot says he's gotten it. Trayton Stukes, number 2 with a stop. It'll be 1st and goal.
Yeah, he doesn't have a whole bunch of space in there, but that's the ability of DJ Giddens, right? To kind of have some patience and you like this, sift through to find his way to a 1st down.
Tacario Davis, we're told by Josh downstairs, has gone to the tent, so he's off the field right now. Here's Edwards in the backfield. 15th play of this drive. Play fake. Flooded the zone. It is a touchdown. Will Swanson.
Watch him. He's in the 3-point stance, right? So he gets ignored. He bluffs the defensive end or the safety coming down to be the edge player, and he's wide open in the flat. And that's the poise you want to see from your young quarterback. A nice little toss, and it's a touchdown.
His 5th touchdown pass. Swanson's 2nd. All of the numbers on Swanson were amassed against Tulane a week ago. 5 receptions for 66 last year, but all of the numbers for him were amassed this season a week ago. Just pad those stats.
It's about as easy as a touchdown as you're going to get.
6:33 off the clock. We're almost to the end of the 1st.
Oh, yeah.
Hello, how do you do? Friday night. Fox College Football is sponsored by KFC. It's finger licking good. Magnificent stadium on a great night. Look at those first drives tonight. I mean, textbook by both.
Almost identical.
Yeah.
Almost identical in their approach, and they're getting exactly what they want.
Kansas State was preseason picked behind Utah to win the Big 12. This is technically not a conference game because it was scheduled prior to Arizona joining the league. But boy, it's going to go a long way from an images and impression standpoint to set the table for the narrative for both of these teams to get the kind of credibility you want with more accessibility in the college football playoff. We'll be back. On paper, this appeared to be a game where first 1 to 40 probably wins. There's Dino Babers. Spent 8 years at Syracuse, been a head coach, and been very successful. Now back to Arizona and very comfortable in this position like so many. Chip Kelly did the same thing, of course. Now calling plays at Ohio State after having been a head coach. In the case of Dino, it's back to the future, a little bit like Akina, guys that were part of Tomey's staff when Brennan was a graduate assistant. 1st and 10, Arizona, their 2nd possession. Almost done with quarter number 1 after 2 magnificent drives by both teams. Desmond Parnell and Austin Moore collaborate on that stop. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Conley hurt them on the last drive running the football, and so what does Kansas State do? They sell out and stop the run and get him before he can get started.
They got some linebackers that qualify as thumpers.
Oh, yeah.
They do. Fafita with time. Look at that. He just finds McMillan. First read every time. T-Mac makes the catch, has the 1st down as we come to the end of 1. He was shoved out of bounds. But we are through the first quarter, and it went quickly because both teams executed perfectly.
Oh, yeah.
Everything we wanted in our debut of living it up all night. Friday nights on Fox. Get used to it. It's here every week, all season long.
No one cares to loan a dime.
7-all as we start the second. Team comparison sponsored by IHG Hotels and Resorts. 19 hotel brands, 6,000 destinations. I'd say they're mirror images of one another, wouldn't you? Five wide and they go empty. 3rd and 4.
There's McMillan.
Fifita airmailed that one. Talked about adrenaline earlier with Avery Johnson. That one got away from him, and he knows it.
There's a miscommunication. So when you're in the slot and you're running verticals, the slot player has the option of taking the middle, right? When you have middle open, that's what you do. T-Mac saw middle open. He starts to bend it in, but Fifita saw him going vertical.
Dylan Edwards goes back deep. He's got a quick burst. Got that big touchdown winning run against Tulane. Back in single safety. Tyler Loop, the senior from Lucas, Texas, to boot it away. Will get it off around his 13. Oh, that's low, and it's going to bounce, but it takes a Sunday hop, and look out. It's returnable. Here he comes. There he goes. Touchdown. That hop was huge.
To get this play started, you have to get it started. McIntosh here doesn't block him in the back, just kind of screens him like basketball, and the rest is history. The transfer from Colorado puts his stamp on this Friday night game.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in on this Friday night, we've got some fireworks. And what you just witnessed is exactly what Kansas State does. They beat you in all 3 phases of the game. Fox College Football is sponsored by KFC. It's finger licking good. In defense of Tyler Loop, who's an outstanding place kicker, Michael Salgado Medina is the normal punter, the freshman unable to go tonight. And that punt was a low trajectory punt. And unfortunately for him and for his teammates, it was low trajectory with a great hop that enabled Edwards to pick that up and take it right to the edge. Here's Patterson taking a knee and a touchback. Sunday, week 2 of the NFL kicks off on Fox. Derek Carr leads the Saints against Dak Prescott, and the Cowboys or the Rams battle Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. Check for the game in your area only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. New Orleans exploded a week ago in their opener, and of course the Cowboys looked awfully good in Tom Brady's debut. I've got that other Michigan quarterback that's doing pretty well. And there you see, I'd say that's an excited coach over there. Joe Klanderman, defensive coordinator, as he looks on. First down, Arizona. They find themselves behind for the first time. Throw it deep to T-Mac. That's how you answer, and he just did. Terry Bradshaw would be proud of that. He'd say, throw it deep. Old TB from Shreveport, Louisiana.
A lot of times you'll see Noah Fifita back there, and he'll say, well, T-Mac's down there somewhere. Let's throw it up. And look at him go high point that football, snatch it in. And when he has those one-on-one opportunities, Fifita has to get the ball to him. He does it there. What a play.
That TB would say, if I had Stallworth and Swan, I'd do the same thing. First and 10. 38 yards on that connection. Rayshon Luke in the backfield. Fifita with plenty of time. Markers down, pass incomplete. Was going for Luke out of the backfield, running a wheel route. And we'll check the flag.
Holding. Offense number 71. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Yeah, I mean, he snatches him to the ground and then jumps on him. And if a referee's looking right at it, that's going to be tough, especially when the quarterback is rolling to your side, getting outside the pocket. He gets eyes right on it while he's looking at the quarterback. Take a look to the right of your screen. He's in good position, grab, pull to the ground, and then pounce on him. That's a penalty.
By the way, Brennan didn't like the call. Sabanaya, by the way, 71. Jonah is considered an NFL prospect. You can tell.
He's a big wall. You don't need to do that. Just stand there and make sure he can't get to your quarterback.
Just go with a cake, not a pancake. Is that what you're saying? 1st and 20. Look in. McMillan. Well, the issue that they had connecting last week has been solved. Just an outstanding route. And again, he's always the first read. He has 11. Jacob Parrish the stop.
Well, the defense is different. You blitz a guy, you don't double him. He has to get the ball on one-on-one opportunities. And I'm just telling you, as good and as talented as the defensive backs on this Kansas State defense is, there's nobody for this guy. This is a pro wide receiver, and he's going to beat man-to-man coverage every time.
Quali Conley is checked back in. He was the feature back in that opening drive for Arizona when they got the lead. And there he goes again.
A little spin cycle.
Yeah, and Parrish with a really good shoestring tackle in space after a gain of 6.
Conley tried to give him a spin move, but it's just a tad too early. Ooh. Oh, he thought it was NCAA. The video game.
Little spin, baby, spin.
Little spin, baby, spin.
3rd down and 3.
Hey, Tim, you know, is that X button or O button? I know you play a little NCAA. All right, we got.
I'm still waiting for them to get me to voice those things. Are you kidding me? Plenty of time. Post pattern. Look out. Riley. It's picked. It's Keenan Garber out of the end zone. Looked like he got it out late, and Garber snared it out of the air.
What an outstanding play by Garber's on so many levels. He's covering McMillan. He's midpointing in a cover 3 zone. He sees the quarterback throw it, and then he darts over into the screen for an interception, and he's got his offense the ball back when we come back.
Fox College Football is sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. 14-7 our score, Kansas State. Keenan Garber, just his 2nd career interception, his 1st of this year in his 37th game. He acted like he had many more than that on this play.
Such a nice job. He's the cover 3 corner. They line up with safeties low, but he's in between the number 1 and number 2 receiver, and you just don't see him if you're Fifita. He darts over off of McMillan, and just watch him cover this ground and make an outstanding, I mean, that's like an outfielder running to go snag that ball out of the air.
It is. On the edge again, Dylan Edwards. What a night he's having, huh? He's still on his feet. All the way up to the 48. Trey Smith, number 3, finally hauls him down 24 yards.
That's a very nice job. Trey Smith is the edge protector. We've seen him now 2 times during this game not control the edge and stop guys from getting on the outside. Dylan Edwards does an outstanding job of beating the edge and then fighting for more.
Play fake to him and a mix-up on that pass. And let's go down to Josh, who's got more on Dylan Edwards. Go ahead, Josh.
Well, yeah, head coach Chris Klieman had been fielding questions about getting Dylan Edwards involved in the offense. Well, he said, we got to find ways to do it, and one way to do it, he told us in the meeting yesterday, he's going to be in on punt returns, and we saw it pay off right away, guys.
Yeah, that was one of the first things he said to us.
Yeah. I mean, he's a dynamic athlete, obviously. You don't want to put him in between the tackles all the time. You've got DJ Giddens for that, but he has a place in this offense, and you can see him making a splash tonight.
2nd and 10. Nothing doing this time as they try the right-hand side.
Like I said, you don't really want to have him inside a bunch, right? He can do it, but that's just not his skill set.
Yeah. Still pretty good address change, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
Been a tough start in Boulder so far, from Boulder to Manhattan, Kansas, and the ever-changing world of college football. I think that's one of the reasons we're seeing so much parity and upsets week after week. We got, you know, 30% of these rosters are turning over through the transfer portal. 3rd down and 9. Giddens the setback. Plenty of time in that pocket. Crossing pattern, Keegan Johnson, 1st down.
Similar to McMillan on the other side, they believe Keegan Johnson is that type of wide receiver to win one-on-one opportunities. And you can see it here. He breaks the cushion and he breaks inside on the dig route. Outstanding job and a very nice throw by the quarterback, Avery Johnson.
You know, we talked about this Arizona defense, opportunistic, second level, but up front, they're not able to get to Johnson. It's showing up here on this drive on a little comeback route to Jace Brown. Pickup of about 5, maybe 6. Marquise Groves-Killebrew with a stop.
I love Jace Brown. He's going to get the opportunity to grow with Avery Johnson. Came in together, and they've developed quite a rapport. So having Keegan Johnson emerge, who's dealt with some injuries, you got 2 guys that you really trust on the outside.
He's off of feet over there looking at that tablet, which we see on Sundays all the time. Now we're seeing them in college football. He's still probably marveling at that defensive job done on the interception a little earlier. Lofton, Braden Lofton moved prematurely.
Offense number 87, 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
So he has to say, my bad. It's been a pretty error-free game, really, from an offensive standpoint.
Especially as long as these drives have been.
Yeah.
Right, they've had some long drives, and to have them fairly clean for the most part.
I mean, Arizona stopped themselves with the pick. And then you had a special teams touchdown, courtesy Dylan Edwards. 2nd and 9. 12 and 13 personnel. Going to see a lot of that from this offense. Johnson on the read decided to keep it, well diagnosed by Gunnar Maldonado. He was out last week with an undisclosed injury, but what a 23 he had. 31 tackles in 13 games. He has 3 career interceptions to go with it. Outstanding tackler in that secondary.
That's a really good job by Maldonado as what we like to call the force player. When you have those defensive ends chase down and chase the running back, the quarterback pulls it. Those force players on the outside in the alley have to come down, string it out, and make the play. He does it there.
Dwayne Aquina there, the defensive coordinator looking on. He was Warren Moon's backup at Washington as a quarterback years ago. DJ Giddens carries. Moved over from a horizontal standpoint, but not much vertical on that play.
I think that's a call that sets you up to go for it on 4th down, but it looks like they're going to send the kicking unit on the field.
Chris Tennant, the senior from Shawnee.
I don't know, Tim. I don't know how much I trust that this is for sure going to be kicked, right?
Yeah.
Let's keep an eye out.
It's in that area, isn't it?
Let's keep an eye out for fakes, and Arizona's defense should too.
48-yard attempt. Slight angle right from the left hash. And he pulled it. Had enough leg. Came across it just a bit. So Brennan is happy. See if the hold was okay. Yep, got it rotated. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, a little REO to break. I like that. Speed wagon, baby.
Coming up on the Fox College Football Halftime Show, Jalen Daniels in Kansas looking to bounce back from a tough loss. We'll ask who is the team to beat in the Big 12, and we'll check in with the Big Noon Kickoff crew from Madison previewing the Tide and Badgers. Tim and Devin, how do you do? Back to you.
We do fine, Sarge. Thank you.
We do just fine.
Yeah. Well, let's see if McIntyre is involved here. 7 of the 10 passes have been his way so far. Here's Quali Connolly. Well, he's had an excellent first half as well. Other than Edwards, he's been as active as any running back on the field to this point. And certainly Giddens has had his fair share of totes to go with it. That's Steiger, number 12.
Like I spoke about.
Gain of 8, it'll be 2nd down and 2. So you may have a chin strap issue as he goes to the sidelines there. Rayshawn Luke is checked in for him, number 21.
Kansas State is in that too high safety look.
Pressure. Fifita in trouble. Has to unload it. Does get it beyond the original line of scrimmage, which is key when you back up that far. Brendan Mott with all kinds of pressure, number 38. The original walk-on defensive end, you think of the number 38 and you go, defensive end?
Yeah,
because he was originally a walk-on, and they have so many of those kinds of stories. This is a culture-driven program. You got a lot of local players, guys that always grew up wanting to be Kansas State Wildcats, and his defensive coordinator, Joe Klanderman, said, you know what, he just kept growing and getting better. 3rd and 2. Conley found the hole and exploded through it. Has the first down to the 40. Austin Moore, the tackle. Well, spotted actually at the 41.
Conley has been the person that they've leaned on to make sure that they pick up these short yardage opportunities. And he's also created explosive plays in the run game. This offensive line is doing a very nice job. Dino Babers has to make sure when he sees too high safeties, run the football, because that's what Kansas State is giving him a lot of the time.
Patterson moves up into the slot, and we've got a motion penalty, it would appear.
False start. Offense number 84. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Backup tight end Sam Olsen, who had a catch earlier, the guilty party.
Wait till you see how subtle this movement is. It's not a whole bunch. Nice job by the referees there to the left of your screen, number 84. There's going to be a nice little flinch.
Yep.
Just a baby flinch.
Crowd is really into it, aren't they? Before every snap, they are really rooting on their defense. 1st and 15, pressure off the edge. This one is caught, and out to the 40-yard line is Olsen, trying to get some redemption for that flag earlier. And we got another marker down up at the top of your screen, around the 34.
Illegal formation. Offense more than 4 in the backfield. 5-yard penalty. Repeat, first down.
Our referee tonight, Kevin Marr. Our replay official is D. Anderson. And now consecutive penalties have backed the Arizona Wildcats up for the first time. These two offenses have been machine-like. Only the turnover in the end zone with the pick by Keenan Garber has kept Arizona from tying this game. 1st and 20 now. Trips to the top of your screen. Luke, the setback, flanking Fifita. Little comeback route to McMillan. Boy, do they read each other well. Gosh, they read each other well. You know, when you've been playing together since Pop Warner days when you were 8 years old, this is what you see.
You've got to love a wide receiver with violent hands. Watch him close the distance, and then snap down. Right, snap down, get the hands off of you, and he's in. Want to put that ball away, but he's in position to make an easy throw for Fifita. Anytime he gets man-to-man coverage, he has to be targeted.
Well, these two are really in sync. 2nd and 9. Again, having to unload because of the pressure thrown in the general vicinity of Kean Burnett, the tight end. The pressure off the backside meant Fifita had to unload it. And it'll be 3rd and 9.
Take a look at this, Tim. He didn't get the ball, but take a look at this route. Such poise, and this is normal speed, right? He's gone, he goes vertical, he snaps it off, right? And it kind of gets Garber's off balance because he doesn't understand the speed that he's taking, but once he gets to the top of his route, he breaks out quickly.
Arizona 3 out of 6 on 3rd down, came into the game at only 30%, so they've improved in that area tonight. Out of the shotgun. Again, the crossing pattern, and there is Lamonius Craig, Montana, with another outstanding catch. And another conversion on 3rd and long for Zona.
This is a really nice design. It's a lot of trash that the linebackers had to get through. He gets hit late. It's close. It's close. But Mott, I think, had timed it well. He hits him as the ball's coming out there. But a nice job of Fifita finding a way to find those lanes. Not a tall guy. He jumps outside just a bit so we can see that shallow cross and get it down the field.
Now at the Kansas State 46. Conley, look out! Quali Conley, there's a marker down in a position where you'd normally suspect holding. That likely will be the call. And
yeah, Wendell Joe Moore.
Holding. Offense number 72. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Wendell Moore Jr.
Yeah.
He does a nice job of engaging, but the speed and power of Desmond Purnell, it puts him in position where he has to grab him. Watch him come off the ball here. He makes contact there, and Purnell is violent with his hands and tries to get him off, and he doesn't let him go. The referees can see it. Nice job by Purnell.
Yeah, he did a nice, you're right. He absolutely did. Kind of reminded me of a basketball flop in the low post.
Yeah, no, that wasn't a flop, Tim. I'm telling you. He tried to throw that big guy off of him. He didn't go.
But he let him know. He let the official know.
Get those hands up.
Well, this is the 3rd penalty on this drive that Arizona's absorbed. And here they go again trying to convert after backing up, and another flag is down in the backfield of Arizona.
It really looks like they're going to get holding again.
Yeah.
This time on the left tackle, big Rhino Taupa'au Totai.
Offense number 59. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Taupa'au Totai, 59. Redshirt freshman from West Valley City, Utah.
And we saw this earlier. You're in position, and then you throw him to the ground. And I really want to take a look at this because I don't know how clear it was that it was a hold. He's in position with Mott. Yep, he definitely pulls him because Mott gives him that nice inside move, comes around, and he has to hold him so he can't get into his quarterback.
Yeah, those numbers are mounting against Arizona. They've been able to offset them with Fifita finding some of his favorite targets. 1st and 30 now. Underneath, he finds his open receiver, Devin Hyatt, and he's wrapped up quickly up at the 37, maybe the 38-yard line. Rex Van Wy, 28, the weak side linebacker in for Austin Moore, making the stop as Joe Klanderman shuttles those guys in and out. They're too deep, really, at every spot, this K-State team. Veteran club from a defensive standpoint. Stay fresh for as long as you can. 2nd down and 24.
When you get in that 1st and 30, 2nd and 24, for Kansas State, the goal is don't commit one of those penalties that give automatic first downs, pass interference, hands to the face, things of that such.
Look out, they got a convoy set up for Rayshon Luke. Luke almost pierced that double team along the sideline, and they are dangerously close. They pick up 13 there. So all things considered, this is a manageable 3rd down after being 1st and 30.
Yes, it is. Watch these big offensive linemen get out in front of this screen. Big number 75, Josh Baker, 72, Wendell Moore Jr. just fighting his way down the field. That's 339 pounds trying to get out and get those defensive backs.
He knows he's one of the guys responsible for 1st and 30. 3rd down 11. They've converted a number of 3rd and longs in this first half, and we've got a timeout taken by Kansas State. And remember, we've got a 2-minute timeout coming as well. And Kansas State wants to talk about it. Defense has been out there for a while. Catch your breath. We will too. Fox College Football is sponsored by Modelo. Now recruiting full-time fans. Please drink responsibly. To give you an idea about this drive, okay, it's lasted 5 minutes. There have been 8 plays. Total yards gained 53. Penalty yards 30.
Yeah.
Net yards 23. So here we sit, 3rd and 11. Keep an eye on number 4.
He's got man-to-man coverage right now as it speaks.
He may have stepped out of bounds and come back in. That was Lamonius Craig. who jumped back in quickly to take that pass, but he was out of bounds.
Yeah, you saw the referee throw his hat.
Yep.
He's trying to fight back in, and Parrish does a nice job. This isn't the NFL. There is no illegal contact. He can have hands on him. He has the same right to that space, and he does a great job of riding him out of bounds. Got to be stronger if you're Lamonius Craig.
So Tyler Loop now forced in to punt the ball away.
Now Kansas State gets the 2-minute timeout.
We never reestablished, so it's incomplete. Jacob Parrish awaits this kick in single safety, number 10.
As long as this play doesn't last 16 seconds, they're going to be able to get this play plus an offensive play in the 2-minute timeout.
Delay a game. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
I get that. Wants a little more room to work with. And it'll be interesting to see if Brennan, who does have that 2-minute and plus the 2 timeouts, if they're able to pin them back in poor field position. How does K-State play it?
And it's a different returner back deep.
Yep.
Not Dylan Edwards, who already had an explosive touchdown return.
It's Parrish, number 10. And it's end over end and a little short. And out of bounds. Let's go down to Josh Sims.
Well, guys, yesterday when we met with Avery Johnson, at 19 years old, he talked about the importance of his voice and learning leadership. Well, yesterday, he also talked about the fact of being comfortable with doing that as well. Well, after that last drive stalled out, he went over, talked to his offensive linemen, talked to his receivers, pumped them up. And, Devin, you know as a quarterback, no matter the age, the importance of showing confidence and bigging up your guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And he really talked about he showed confidence, but just it wasn't verbal, right? And he said it's important to be a verbal guy. And I remember coaching him at the Elite 11 with all the top quarterbacks in the country, and I hardly ever heard his voice. But you can feel his confidence. But when you get in this setting as a 19-year-old, they need to hear you, and he's doing a good job of that.
Yeah, he gave you a hug, called you coach. I was impressed by that. Giddens is the setback with him on first down. Over the middle, it's caught. That's the tight end, Lofton. And here we come to the 2-minute timeout. And now with really good field position, something to work with from the 33, a gain of 15. Been an entertaining first half, but the onus is now on the Arizona defense to stiffen. Keep this game manageable at the break. Fox Friday Night Lights. Fox College Football is sponsored by Jersey Mike's Subs. Be a sub above. That 22 title, Big 12 championship, a great matchup, return engagement with TCU. Look at that, most Big 12 wins among the current members. It's hard to beat Mike Gundy, given the consistency he's had down in Stillwater. But that man, Kleinman, has done such a great job since taking over for Coach Snyder. Really the perfect choice after all that time in North Dakota at North Dakota State. Here he is, flush from the pocket, and wisely ushers himself out of bounds. Does Avery Johnson. Live to fight another day, gain of 2.
Kansas State loves those one-on-one opportunities like I spoke about earlier with Keegan Johnson, and Arizona recognizes it. They bring a safety over the top to kind of deter Johnson from throwing that pass and forces him to get outside the pocket.
You know, the numbers aren't gaudy, but boy, he's been effective, no doubt about it. Letting the game come to him. Giddens. That's where he's going to get you a lot of yards. He's so tough. 6'1", 212, Junction City. Genesis Smith, the star, makes the stop.
And you can call plays like this with Big Portier getting up on Manu that makes this an even better run.
There's a comeback route. This time Cephas, who had a couple of drops early, makes the grab.
And you can call plays like the run play because you have those 2 timeouts. So they're in really no rush. They continue to play football the way they've had this entire game. It just helps when you're able to throw a comeback down the field and get out of bounds.
Playbook is wide open. Now the pressure off the backside. He feels it. That's just great feel on the part of the young quarterback. It's caught by Lofton. Oh, they're going to say it was incomplete. They're going to say he trapped it. Did not hold on.
But like
so it'll remain 3rd and 1.
Like you talked about, that's a really nice job by the quarterback, and he's doing what I call getting into the fight, right? Not standing back, climbing up, getting into the fight to make that throw, and he's got it right where he wants it. But how about the defensive play by number 23, Emmanuel Carnley?
You got to give Carnley a little credit that time because his defense had a lot to do with that ball popping loose. 3rd down, a yard to go. Avery's going to do it himself. You know, he just plays with a level of poise and composure that belies his 19 years on earth, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. Right, this is a huge environment. This is a huge moment. Friday night, everybody's here to see, is this young quarterback who they thought he was? And he's putting it on display with his arm and with his legs.
We had a great conversation with the commissioner of the Big 12, Brett Yormark, prior to the game. He is thrilled that we are debuting our Friday night package with this Big 12 matchup. He's one of the most progressive thinkers in college football today. Little curl pattern that is caught by Jace Brown. He's got it to the 33-yard line. Well, start your Saturday strong with Big Noon Saturday. Jalen Milroe and 4th-ranked Alabama taking on Wisconsin. Huge SEC Big Ten clash. It all starts at 10 with Big Noon kickoff. Rob Stone and his ensemble live from Madison. Tom Rinaldi will sit down with Alabama's new head coach, Kalen DeBoer. Also a live performance from one of the biggest hip-hop artists, Offset. All of that coming your way. By the way...
What you know about Offset?
Oh, I've always been Offset. 2nd and 4. I bet they're at Naples 15. What do you think? Chances are they're at Naples 15 tonight.
Likely, very likely.
In Madison.
Great Italian food.
We have had 3 straight weeks in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm going to guess that Leinart is having a second helping of some pasta.
Yeah, let's revisit that Offset thing, right? So, you know, Offset's he's a great performer. Are you going to be listening to some Offset on the way home?
Always. Yeah.
Always.
Whatever you tell me to listen to.
Kansas State had a player's helmet come off by rule that requires a 10-second runoff. Clock operator, please reset the game clock to 46 seconds.
Fans didn't like that. So we're down to 46. Again, still plenty of time to work with. And 2 timeouts left. Giddens again. Markers fly. And again thrown in an area where you suspect holding. That's a gain of 5.
I didn't see a bunch of holding there.
Nor did I.
I think it's going to be hands to the face.
Illegal hands to the face. Defense number 5.
Wow.
15-yard penalty. Automatic 4th down.
Good call, partner.
Yeah, I mean, it's relatively subtle, and his hands just slip and get a little high. Watch him come in, make contact with big number 54, Hadley Panzer, right? And he's reaching up, and he goes with that right hand, and it's very clear for the referee, and it gives this Kansas State offense even favorable position into the red zone.
Well, this is a huge moment defensively for Dwayne Aquina, the defensive coordinator for Arizona. I mean, yeah, both of these teams have explosive offenses. They can get big plays and score in bunches, but he needs a stop right here. And he got a few of them, a few big ones in that 22-10 win over Northern Arizona. He was really proud of his defense because his offense just sputtered through the course of that game. And the longtime assistant coach, born and raised in Hawaii, was in Don James's first class where he was a backup quarterback to Warren Moon. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. The stories that man can tell.
You know, when we're in the meeting, I'm like, Tim's probably going to say he called his game. That's what I thought. I'm telling you, I was waiting for it, but you didn't say it.
I was one of the few guys that could say that I had worked with and knew both Dick Tomey and Don James. I met Don James before he ever got there. And, of course, Warren Moon's an old friend and broadcaster as well. We worked some Super Bowls together on the radio, covering it for Sporting News back in the day. Talk about a guy that could throw the ball with zip, one of the best arms ever in the NFL and in Seattle with UW. On first down, Johnson's pass is dropped, almost picked on the ricochet. Boy, that was almost picked by Stukes as that ball popped out of his hands. It could have been a pilfer.
Giddens is looking for the ball, it seems like, right? And it's kind of behind him. He can't slow down, but he tries to get his eyes upfield to see who the defense is in relation to the completion, but he drops it, right? You would rather have him slow down, catch the ball face up, and then you can do something with it against the defense.
2nd and 10. Cephas is the wide receiver at the bottom of your screen. Johnson in trouble, and he's going to be sacked back at the 20, maybe the 21. That's Uiagalelei. Ta'i Uiagalelei making the play, the junior from Costa Mesa. So a loss of 5, 3rd and 15. Johnson flushed from the pocket again. This is where he really can be devastating. Look out, a lot of green for him here. He's going to run it and take himself out of bounds. And it's halftime. He just lost. I think he just lost sight of the clock and did not allow his team a chance for a field goal. That's one of those moments where the lack of experience came into play.
Yeah, a young player trying to make a play, right? He's running around, and that ball, it's over now. Yeah. Even if he throws it away, there's not enough time. And you're playing fast, things are going on, and you just kind of forget how much time is on the clock.
He'll learn. He knows it. But hold on to this stop because it could be big. A stop like that's the difference between a 1-score and a 2-score game. Now. Whole lot of rocking going on as we get ready to start quarter number 3 of our Friday night matchup of Wildcats on this Friday the 13th with Darren Gardner. Listen, Devin, when you think about the way that first half went, the way it ended, pretty nuts, and we'll get into that later, but you have summed this up with 2 words. What happened for K-State?
I like to call it relentless pursuit. And it brings us to our next level moment, sponsored by AT&T Business. Reliability for your business is our business. Take a look here on the punt. McIntosh, this punt return is made possible because of the relentless pursuit of a teammate. McIntosh has to quickly get in position to make this block to make sure that this play is possible. It's a touchdown. And then Garber, he has relentless pursuit, eyes on the quarterback, and then flies over the top to make sure he stops this touchdown pass from Fafita, relentless pursuit. And then the big fella, the former walk-on, Brendan Mott, he gives an inside move there, comes back around, and it forces the holding call, and it stalls that drive for Arizona. Relentless pursuit was the theme of that first half, and that's why you have a 14-7 game.
And a mistake that was made at the end of that half from Avery Johnson looms large. Let's go down to Josh Sims.
Well, I can tell you, Tim, that Chris Klieman was angry and frustrated before the half. He needed a minute to even relax before talking to me, but he said it's about missed opportunities. He said there's no way we shouldn't have gotten points right before the half. Missed opportunities. Now, he said the only reason we're up 14-7, we have a great punt returner in Dylan Edwards, but missed opportunity, that was the key there, guys.
Yeah, and by the way, there's more to that story than Klieman realizes, and our Mike Pereira will be along to explain that, something he noticed back at our studios in Los Angeles. He and Blandino don't miss a thing, and Mike is with us on Friday nights, and you'll hear that story in just a moment. DJ Giddens will have the first carry, nothing doing, and let's go to Mike right now, because when you think about it, the officials also made a mistake.
Yeah, here's the issue. Watch, on this play, they never get set. Kansas State never gets set. Watch the receivers at the top. They have to come to a full stop with 1 second pause. They don't get set, and that is a false start. It would create a 10-second runoff. However, they still had a timeout left. So if officiated properly, Kansas should have had another play, Kansas State.
Yeah, the Wildcats would have, and pressure coming from Tay Brown, number 6, the Will linebacker, catches up with Avery Johnson. And that's a loss of 6, so they're in a world of hurt on this opening series. And think about it. If you have a 2-score lead plus the ball to open the second half, you're talking about maybe having total control of the game versus This thing is wide open the rest of the way.
Yeah, and Avery Johnson is a leader. That's why he's voted captain. He's going to take it all on his shoulders, and he has to respond here in the second half and make up for the mistake.
3rd down and 15. This throw is incomplete. Thrown in the direction of Keegan Johnson, but he unloaded that one quickly. Some pressure was coming, and 3 and out was exactly what Coach Brennan was looking for. And there you see the first half check-in sponsored by Allstate. You're in good hands with Allstate. The penalty story was the big factor. That plus the turnover is really the only reason Arizona didn't score more than once. Jeremiah Patterson back deep. This boot is a beauty. High spiraling, has him on his heels. And he stopped at the 30. Boy, the teams for K-State are so good. And that's Rich Zashon, 25, down there to make the stop. And let's go down to Josh again on the Arizona side.
Well, when I caught up with Brent Brennan coming out of the locker room, he told me that, listen, penalties are the reason we stalled out a lot of our drives. We need to clean that up in the second half. But he said, I am happy with the way these guys are playing. He said that stop right before the halftime, that was big for our defense. And he said, look, Noah Fifita did make a mistake on that pick, but he's like, I have the full confidence in this guy and the way he's playing. And guys, he said, he is going to lead us down the field and get us the win today.
Now, this is a great opportunity for them to get right back in the thick of it. They opened this game with a 7.5-minute drive, 14 plays and a touchdown. If they can reinvent that moment, we'll have a tie game as Connolly gets ahead for 2. Austin Moore the stop. I know how proud you are of the opportunity of being at the Elite 11 to work with quarterbacks, and Archie Manning's also proud of you because you were a counselor for him at the Manning Passing Academy. You get to know these QBs, and you know down deep Avery Johnson's feeling what happened at the end of that half.
Oh, yeah.
Fifita. A little safety valve out to Quali Conley. And he's knocked out of bounds at the 33, just a gain of 2. So 3rd down and long coming up.
Kansas State is doing an outstanding job on defense, mixing up their coverages, showing that at the pre-snap, they're going to double team McMillan or bracket him. And then as soon as the ball snapped, getting down in to cover up those gaps in the run game. And that's why you have this kind of 3rd and medium situation. You got McMillan to the bottom of your screen.
Tight end Olsen in motion. Fifita rolls in that direction. Now reverses field in a world of hurt, and he has to unload again as the pressure was coming big time from Cody Stufflebean, senior from McPherson, Kansas. Big time talent at defensive end.
Tim, you hear me talking about setting the edge so much. How about the former walk-on? He slides in, and then he jumps back out because he's the edge setter. He cuts off Fifita, and now he has to hold the ball. But all the routes are to the left, right? So when he starts to create, there's nobody to throw the ball to. He just has to throw it away, and an outstanding job by this Kansas State Wildcat defense, making sure they get Arizona off the football field.
Already you can see some adjustments by both defenses. We did not have 3 and outs too often in that first half, and we've had 2 to open the second. Edwards, as that one angles out of bounds. A beautiful punt by Loop, 52 yards, and the ball will be marked at the 14. Bill Snyder. Stadium's named for him. History, tradition, culture. That's what K-State's about. Fox College Football is sponsored by IHG Hotels and Resorts. 19 hotel brands, 6,000 destinations.
Yeah. Our Josh Sims talked about how furious Klieman was. And when I talked on the field with Matt Wells, he talked about his young quarterback being so desperate to be coached, right? He likes the hard coaching. When he makes a mistake, he wants to be corrected. So where an angry head coach would hurt a young quarterback, usually this veteran quarterback that's only been there for 2 years will be just fine.
He's the quarterback's coach, and Connor Riley, the offensive coordinator. As you see Avery Johnson toting it himself. A nice little quarterback counter, says I'll take it all the way, and it's first down. Super blocking at the point of attack.
Hey, Tim, didn't I say he'd be just fine?
Yeah.
This is a nice job to make sure to get him back in the rhythm of the game. Portier, big number 69. Look at him, looking him up. Where is he? Can't find the guy, and he's trying to find someone. Nice job of that blocking downfield to get Avery down the field for a first down.
Now, number 2, the star in that secondary, Trayton Stukes, is down on the field for Arizona. And take a look at the left-hand side of your screen here.
Yeah, he's the one engaged with Portier.
Yeah. Got rolled up on, it appears, as he went down.
And, you know, Portier, his initials are PT. And when we talked to the coaching staff, he said, when PT hits stuff, it moves, right? And you can insert a different word there with toilet paper and all those different things, but that big fella has a great story, and when he hits things, they definitely do move.
Good news is Stukes got to the sidelines under most of his own power. Dylan Edwards has checked in the backfield, and he'll tote it. He's ahead to the 30. That's Uiagalelei with the stop, number 46. Second down and 7 after the gain of 3. Some journey that Portier's been on, huh?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Adversity at every turn, but he's finally healthy and playing really good football.
Tore his ACL 2 years running and has made it back. Flag down, Johnson taken out of bounds by Owen Goss, number 27.
It's going to be a holding call on Easton Kitley. Once again, quarterback trying to get out. Defender starts to leave him, and you hold on for just a second and impede him from getting to the quarterback. They're going to call it every time. The referee's sitting there looking at it.
This game began with a lot of offensive fireworks. Here's the call.
Holding, offense number 71. That penalty's declined. Brings up third down.
Easton Kilty, the guilty party.
I think it's smart to decline it, right? You put Avery Johnson in a position where he has to drop back, and you know that. So now you can pin your ears back with your talented rushers on the edge, Trey Smith, and they've got big number 11, Chase Kennedy, in the game as well.
Now they got him backed up. It is 3rd and 12. 3 wides. Edwards in the backfield. To make that 4 wides, we got trips to the bottom of your screen. Johnson rolls in that direction. Slings it out. It's caught. It's Jace Brown. Look out. Lots of green grass. Change of direction. Big time play. Groves Killebrew runs him down. Beautiful pass.
We talked about it all game, but it starts with the inability to keep contained by number 8, Sterling Lane, and the rest is all Brown. I told you earlier in the game that they have built quite a rapport, and they're going to grow up together, and you can see some of that rapport right there.
Margaret at the 27-yard line of Arizona. Edwards spins away, marker down, could have had a face mask. We'll see. Looked as though he might have been tackled by the face mask. Sterling Lane, number 8, holding on.
Personal foul. Defense number 8. Half the distance to goal, automatic first down.
That's back-to-back huge plays that's created because of the inability to keep contained by number 8, Sterling Lane. He doesn't have contained, so he has to reach out and try to grab. He pulls the face mask there, and Kansas State's offense is on the way. But how about the strength of Edwards? Not to still not go down to the ground and continue to move forward.
Brennan knows his team really needs to button it up defensively, not commit any penalties, as Johnson, who's got to be a little bit upset with himself, looking for some redemption, leads his team down. 8 penalties, 69 yards against them. Wide open touchdown, Braden Lofton.
Kansas State has had great success getting to the edge. So what do? You fake an edge run with the pitch and allow the big tight end, Braden Lofton, to slow, and then get on the outside for a touchdown. A very well-designed play by offensive coordinator Connor Riley.
Coach Riles, as he's called by his quarterback. An extra point just gets through the uprights. And that 2-touchdown lead that they felt they needed at the end of the first half, they've got moments in to half number 2. Fox College Football is sponsored by GMC. We are professional grade. Magnificent exterior shot of Bill Snyder Family Stadium. And that scoring drive, 6 plays, 86 yards. The big conversion on third down. That was the longest play from scrimmage, by the way, 48 yards. Edwards did have a longer return for a touchdown of 71 on the punt return, but let's say Avery Johnson answered some critics and gained a little self-redemption on that drive.
His critics aren't in this booth, though. I told you he will be just fine.
Yeah, he will.
On Friday the 13th, his legs are scary.
Here comes Jeremiah Patterson. Well, he got into that seam awfully quickly, but it closed. And let's see if there's an answer coming from T-Mac, who had an awfully good first half with his friend Noah Fafita.
Oh, yeah, they were in sync. This is not NAU again, right? He was targeted early and often. He made plays at every zone of the field versus man coverage versus zone coverage, and they have to get back to that because he is a dynamic playmaker, and he cannot be stopped. Man-to-man coverage, they have to find him and target him every time.
Had 10 catches in the opening week win against New Mexico, and they had 627 yards of total offense in that game. Fafita in trouble and sacked. Back at the 18-yard line, Brendan Mott. Boy, what a game the senior from Iowa City is having.
We talked about it at halftime, relentless pursuit. And he is the embodiment of what that means. Watch him get to quarterback depth and then come underneath and get to Fafita.
Yeah, when he got here, they just said, well, we're not sure if he'll ever get big enough to play. I'd say he's now big enough to play.
Indubitably.
First sack for Kansas State tonight. Slant, T-Mac. Right in front of Keenan Garber, who had the pick earlier to deny Arizona a scoring chance.
In the first half, we saw catch and run. There you see catch, 5 purple jerseys to make sure that he cannot get those yards after catch because you have eyes on him, and they know when he catches the ball, they got to get him to the ground quickly. Watch here. It looks like man-to-man coverage, but you can see purple jerseys making their way. You got 1 in Garbers, you got 2, you got 3 in number 45, Austin Romaine, coming to make a play, and you got all the rest of the cavalry coming to help.
And they all arrived in a bad humor.
Oh, yeah.
3rd down and 6. Fafita, crossing route. It's caught. It's first down. It's Lamonius Craig up near midfield. They'll mark him at the 49-yard line.
A perfectly timed call. You get shallow cross, and it's more of a mesh pattern where you get shallow cross from both sides, and all the players in man-to-man coverage have to fight through the trash, and they can't get there. Outstanding job by Lamonius Craig, slowing down, giving it a nice big target for Fafita so he can make the throw and then catch and run.
Brennan said this kid, Fafita, is the smartest player he's ever been around.
That was a great compliment. The smartest player he's ever been around.
Conley up to midfield, push back. They'll mark him at the 49 in Kansas State territory. Give him 2 yards. Rex Van Wy, number 28, with the stop.
Tim, we were wondering, how is this guy at this stature so good?
Yeah.
And that was the coach's response. He's the smartest player he's ever been around. That is high praise.
Yeah, when you look at the variables, right, what scouts always look at,
yeah,
the size is an issue, right?
Yeah.
But so how can you see all of that at 5'10"? And that 5'10" may be generous. Giving himself some time. This one again is going to be almost picked off. That was a dangerous throw to Kean Burnett into double coverage. Jordan Riley, the nickelback, had a shot at it. Number 6. Third down and 8.
And it became double coverage because they were initially doubling Tetaroa, right? They were initially doubling Tetaroa, and then Marquis Siegel, who's an outstanding player, a very heady player, comes out of the middle and makes a play, and then pressure on the quarterback forces that ball to get out quickly. You got empty formation. Kansas State is going to play man-to-man defense. You see the running back go outside, linebacker escapes. I would go quarterback draw.
Quarterback in a rush, looking to get rid of it. Thrown at the feet of the intended receiver, incomplete. Under duress, and it's 4th down.
They had the numbers in the box. All the offensive linemen still in with the quarterback, and they only had 4 guys in the box. I would go quarterback sneak. I mean, not quarterback sneak, but quarterback draw there because they just don't have enough. He climbs up, relentless pursuit yet again, and he has to get outside the pocket, and there's really, truly nowhere to go with the football.
So Loop will punt it away. Again, this is not his normal duty. Michael Salgado Medina normally handles the punting chores. Jacob Parrish is back deep. He's inside his 10. This one's a little off the side of the foot and headed towards the boundary. They'll still have them pinned inside the 20. Nothing like Mini Manhattan, a.k.a. the Little Apple. Fox College Football is sponsored by KFC. It's finger-licking good. Tim Brando, Devin Gardner, Josh Sims. 52,290. Well beyond capacity tonight in this magnificent setting at Bill Snyder Family Stadium. That look in is thrown wide and behind Cephas, and let's go down to Josh Sims.
And guys, just an update on Trayden Stukes, who left the game with an injury. It appeared to be a lower body injury. They tried to stretch him out. He ran up and down the sidelines for a few minutes. He's got his helmet on, but has not returned to the game at this moment.
Yeah, he's vital to that secondary and the perimeter.
Oh, yeah.
In secondary, and I mean, he's a guy that can help with run support too. It's got some premature movement. Question will be, was it induced or is it encroachment?
How about the savvy veteran, Portier, making sure he touches that defender as he crosses. They're going to talk it out, though.
Kevin Marr, our referee. Uyangalale and Portier were involved.
Offside. Defense number 46 in the neutral zone, causing the offense back.
It was.
5-yard penalty, second down.
Tai. That was guilty.
Such a veteran move. Watch number 69 to the right of your screen there. He's going to get in there. And all you got to do is just react and touch him. Just touch. Boop.
Easiest five you'll ever get.
Tag, you're it.
9 penalties, 74 yards to just 1 for 5. That is a distinguishing stat in this game for the team that leads. Jacob Manu makes the stop of DJ Giddens. Gain of just 2.
It's always so cool to watch DJ Giddens on first contact. Firstly, his contact balance is outstanding. But when you make contact with him, it looks like that play's supposed to be stopped, and then somehow he squirts through and finds a little bit more to set up a really 3rd and short.
There's a guy that in the first couple of games is up around 220 yards. You get that kind of production to go along with the big play capability of this quarterback and these receivers, and you got something special here at K-State. Here goes Avery Johnson again. Ooh, spin, baby, spin. And he's twirled out of bounds at around the 44-yard line by Manu. Fans getting on him a little bit, but hey, he kept running. He made himself available to get tackled, a gain of 17.
I just love this from Avery. He goes through his entire progression, and then he knows I'm one of the best athletes on the field. No need to throw it. Go pick it up with my legs, and then you're going to get this crowd involved. You continue to fight for more as a true sophomore.
They were hoping to get him to run more sideways than north and south, but on that play, he got ahead with a head of steam. Giddens tripped up at the line of scrimmage. Give him 2, maybe 3. We'll call it 2, and it's 2nd and 8. Those numbers for Johnson really don't tell the entire story.
Oh, no.
The command that he's had. He did have the faux pas at the end of the first half. No doubt about that. But he's still a very young player in this position. When you're so good that Will Howard is waving goodbye to go to Ohio State, knowing that this kid's coming around, you know he's special. Howard is now calling the shots for the Buckeyes. Avery Johnson again adding to his tote board with another fine run for a first down.
And we've seen it all in the first half. Number 90 right here. He's tasked with setting the edge. And when you don't set the edge, you've got this quarterback on the outside with a lead blocker in DJ Giddens. Outstanding design, outstanding play. But if you're Arizona, you have to do a much better job of protecting that edge and not allowing this quarterback to get outside because he's burning you.
Well, this is a must-stop situation for them now. You can't afford to fall down by more than 2 scores with the way Kansas State plays this game. They're great front runners. You never get anything easy from them. That's Swanson on the receiving end. Taufu'o, the defensive lineman, defensive tackle, number 47.
And the reason they're such great front runners, Tim, is because of DJ Giddens.
Yeah.
They can just turn around and hand him the football, and then when you add in the ability of Avery Johnson, that 4-minute offense is dangerous.
Trey Spivey is checked in, number 12. Edwards out of the backfield. He finds the sidelines. Ran out of a little bit of real estate there as Marquise Groves Killebrew shoved him out.
Such a creative play to, once again, get your talented runner, DJ Giddens, out in front as a lead blocker with motion. It's a really nice job. And then you get the ball to Edwards to make the play behind it. I mean, outstanding design. And if you do it to the wide side of the field, it might have more space.
Yeah, you can see the stress levels on that coaching staff. Akina, the defensive coordinator, and others. 3rd down and 4. They really need a stop here. And look out, there goes Giddens with a super block. Those receivers know how to block downfield. They always do. Giddens had a convoy down there, was able to get quality yardage.
You have your lead blocker on one play, the lead blocker on another play. Now give them the football. And how talented are these wide receivers in the blocking game? Because when you can't see the runner, this is difficult to not hold, but they just stay in front, distract, and Giddens finds his way for another first down.
12 carries, 72 yards now for Giddens.
Arizona's gone to a single high safety to try to help him get guys in on the run.
Johnson perfectly thrown to Lofton. He's building a little chemistry with his tight end, isn't he?
Yeah, and it's the design of the play. Because they go to that single high, you get a wide receiver coming inside with the tight end coming right behind him, and it's nice and soft in between 2 defenders. What an outstanding throw up the sideline by Avery Johnson.
I mean, just perfectly thrown.
Hey, remember when his heart was racing and he was throwing a little too hot? I think that has subsided.
Absolutely. 3 catches, 45 yards for Lofton. Johnson down to the 1. Gunnar Maldonado saves the touchdown. And they'll give him the 1-yard line.
That should have been a tackle for loss. But like I talked about in the open, at any given time, he could be the best athlete on the field. Watch number 11, Chase Kennedy. He has him dead to rights. And Johnson finds a way to slither through, find his way, and almost get into the end zone.
14 carries for 67 yards for Avery Johnson. K-State looking to punctuate a statement drive right here, right now. Look out! Touchdown! DJ Giddens.
This is a touchdown by Giddens, but how about Kilty, Panzer, Hecht, Portier, and Willis making sure their running back gets in the end zone.
There's old Hadley Panzer playing on bum foot this week on his 29th start, number 54, helping to usher Giddens into the end zone. Boy, that was an in-your-face, relentless pursuit of the end zone right there.
Oh, my goodness. That is a masterful drive. You said they're good at being front runners, and they showed why on that drive.
Arizona needs a burst quickly as the Wildcats have taken command here in the second half. Look at that offensive front. John Pastore, number 78, hunkering down those big uglies of K-State. .73 rushing yards tonight for DJ Giddens. That was just another one of those long, typical K-State drives, 83 yards. And the yards rushing have been a major factor over time, just wearing down their opponents. Go back to the Giddens story. That was his 21st career touchdown and 17th rushing touchdown in his K-State career. Mentioned Big Noon tomorrow. What a game. Just made to order for Gus and Joel. Jalen Milroe, 4th-ranked Alabama against Wisconsin. It's a huge matchup. Starts with Big Noon kickoff live from Madison at 10 a.m. Tom Rinaldi sits down with Kalen DeBoer. Also a live performance from Offset. And trust me, I'll be on set watching Offset tomorrow.
and when we leave the game tonight, what you listen to?
Tonight?
Yeah, what you gonna listen to?
Offset. I'm going to be listening to Offset.
That's right.
Are you kidding?
That's right.
I got to get ready. And I've got a 5 a.m. flight out of the metropolis that is the Manhattan Airport.
During the flight, what you going to listen to?
I'm home at Chateau Brando at 9:30.
Listening to what?
Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, not Offset?
Come on, man. Give your old partner some credit for being well-rounded.
That's right.
And there's Tetairoa McMillan. Got to get T-Mac going. Out to the 30-yard line, a gain of 6.
And that's a really nice drive starter. Get your quarterback going, get your receiver going. Just run a hitch route, throw him outside, and their rapport is such that he knows this ball's going to be thrown outside because the defender is inside. Great ball placement by Fafita, and a nice job of McMillan to slide outside, make that catch, and get downfield.
Should be the final play of the quarter. Fafita's pass, beautifully done. And again, McMillan coming right back to him. So a couple of completions. A combination that's been together since Pop Warner time. It's been all K-State, though, in the second half. Emerging with a 3-touchdown lead. Fox College Football, sponsored by KFC. It is finger-licking good. Let the band play on. They are happy here. 28-7. They just received word during the timeout that UNLV had upset Kansas just a few miles east of here in Kansas City, playing at the Sporting KC Soccer Stadium tonight. Barry Odom's now 2-0 against Big 12 competition at UNLV. That pass is caught, but look at the convergence on defense. A loss of 3 as Jeremiah Patterson caught the ball, and then all of those other Wildcats were all over him, like bees to honey.
Yeah, it was a screen play, but there was nobody out in front to block, and these linebackers for Kansas State are flowing. And the leader of the charge right there, number 32, Desmond Purnell.
2nd and 13. Fafita looking for T-Mac, and he's got it. Boy, just wonderful footwork along that sideline, and then patience for the ball as he really didn't have to high point it, didn't have to jump, but that size really serves him well.
Take a look at this coverage. It's cover 2. You're going to have Garbers going back, and then you're going to get a guy in the flat. They're bracketing him, and he still finds a way to get the ball in there. A nice job of Fafita with the throw, but a very nice job of the wide receiver McMillan making sure he widens to get away from those defenders.
10 catches, 132 yards. upwards of what he did against New Mexico in week 1. There he is again on the receiving end, running a little curl route. And Austin Romaine popped him, number 45, the middle linebacker. Gain of 6.
Austin Romaine had dreams of an interception there.
He sure did.
He was driving on that one, and it just ends up with a nice hit.
Well, looking forward to hearing Connor Onion and our friend Mark Helfrich, the former Oregon coach. They'll be working that TCU game against UCF tomorrow night. Two teams with a lot of fireworks as well in the Big 12 in prime time. Grisano, who had that big touchdown run, the Ole Miss transfer, number 3. Kedrick is going to get a lot of playing time with his team. He was mostly a special teamer playing for Lane Kiffin. Couldn't fit into that transfer portal-laden Ole Miss offense. Found a new home out in the desert.
What a nice job to get under the tight end, number 88, Kean Burnett. Big number 44 just crosses his face. And when you're a defensive end and you have a tight end blocking you, I remember I used to talk to Frank Clark, former Seahawk. He said, that's a win every time. A tight end is not blocking me.
3rd down, a yard to go. Conley bouncing it outside, and he stopped shy. What a maneuver. What magnificent work by Marquise Seagull, the free safety. Boy, he's outstanding.
When we talked to him yesterday, he was furious at how Kansas State's defense played in the first half a week ago, and he was the catalyst to go into the locker room to make sure they play better. And it was plays like this, coming down and one-on-one opportunities and making plays, that made him comfortable to go in and tell his team what he expects.
Well, they're 3 out of 3 on 4th down this year. They need one now to keep this drive and the game alive. From under center, Fafita underneath, incomplete. Again, tremendous defense. And converging is Colby McAllister, number 2, the strong safety, knocking it away from Olsen.
We talked about relentless pursuit. McAllister comes from the opposite side and tracks this ball down, and it is incomplete to get his offense back on the field when we return.
Fox College Football sponsored by Coke Zero Sugar. Is it the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Well, when you're backing up VJ Payne, you better play with intentionality. Colby McAllister did just that.
Yeah, I talked about McAllister tracking him from the opposite side of the field. Watch him do it. This is an outstanding job making sure that he gets in and stops that play from happening.
Dylan Edwards carries it out ahead past the 40 to the 41-yard line. Chuba Ma'ai, number 92, makes the stop. The big senior from Long Beach, California. 2nd down and 6.
This is gut check time. All right, this game is not out of reach because of the style of play for Arizona. They can go quickly. However, you cannot give up points on this drive. You have to find a way to get Kansas State off the field, and you need to do it fairly quickly.
Oh, what a play fake. Now Johnson's under duress. But again, he just has such an understanding of where he is and how much room he's got. And he easily gets the 1st down yardage. And he made it look like a casual play.
Dude, he's like a gazelle, right?
He is.
Watch this gazelle in the wild with all these lions, these cats chasing after him. And he's just kind of moseying his way down. Doesn't look like he's running that fast. And then, out of bounds. 1st down. So impressive to watch. Just gliding down the field.
One more time. Why not? Just do it yourself, number 2. It's amazing you see a player like this, and there are a lot of eyeballs on this game tonight. And a star may be in the making right here on Friday Night Lights.
It was all over the film when I watched Arizona. In week 1 against New Mexico, they did not do a very good job of setting the edge and stopping the quarterback from breaking contain. And now you see it rearing its ugly head, and Avery is most certainly cooking.
101 yards now after that 26-yard gain on the ground for Johnson. A little bit of a power eye look here as Dylan Edwards gets ahead. When you see a player of this magnitude, this caliber, it's amazing the people you hear from that are football people. I know you do too, but an old friend of mine, youngster I knew from way back when, Josh Booty, has worked with him some, knows all about him. Josh, of course, was a first-round pick for the Marlins, and as well as a quarterback, an all-SEC quarterback at LSU in the early 2000s for Nick Saban. And he goes on and on about him in his text to me. And the football people always keep up, especially quarterbacks, with the new ones. You work with them too, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really impressive kid outside of football as well.
2nd and 9. A little sprint out action. He got some pressure that time and wisely got rid of it in the direction of Keegan Johnson. We do have a flag down late. Wonder if we got a little unsportsmanlike there, because it was a late flag. Seemed to be thrown in the direction of a Wildcat, but let's see. Kevin Marr will tell us.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
That's one of those you see sometimes when the quarterback holds onto it and holds onto it.
And those
right?
RPOs, right?
Yeah.
You kind of moving around, and they're blocking for a run play, and you get a little far down the field for Big Willis. And he's hard to miss. I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you. He's hard to miss. He's one of the biggest people on the planet. So when he's blocking and he starts to go to the second level there, you're not going to – and 75 as well, right?
Yeah.
Big Hecht was down there too.
Got a big cast on that outside arm too. Out of Durango, Colorado. 2nd and 14 now. Johnson sees room to the left-hand side and glides his way forward inside the 25. And they'll mark it at the 20, gain of 9.
I mean, it's almost like beating a dead horse, but I have to reiterate the ability to contain, right? Protect the outside, keep the outside arm free, force Avery underneath to your teammates. If you continue to allow him to just go outside around the defense, he's going to pick up yards, and this yards per rush is the disparity is huge. The rush yards, 224 to 46.
Something to think about, 2 tackles for losses, sacks do go into the equation in yards rushing in college football. Pass is underneath and shy of the first down yardage. Really the last option for Johnson is Spivey, Trey Spivey, the redshirt freshman, gets his first target of the night. 4th down after the gain of 3.
Looks like they're going to send the field goal unit out to kick a field goal. And I agree. Take the points. You're playing so well, you don't want to give Arizona a real chance. And I think this is a win for Arizona. After you give up such a long drive, you hold them to 3 instead of a touchdown to give yourself a chance here in this game.
Yeah, and you're going to need your kicker to have some moments in big games, closer games, where he boots one through at a critical time. Arizona a little late getting their guys out there, and a quick timeout taken. Brennan had to do it, otherwise he was going to get caught with possibly too many people on the field. He's voicing his disapproval to the officials about it. Probably felt he needed time to get his field goal defense out there.
Timeout. Arizona. 30 seconds.
I believe there was some uncertainty as to whether they were going to go for 4th down or they were going to do a field goal, and now they're rushing to get their guys out there.
Take a look at big number 8, Sterling Lane, the second. Move the referee out of the way there, trying to get in and get set. I mean, we talked about Kansas State being relentless. He was relentless to get that referee out of his way so he could rush this field goal.
Brent Brennan, as a player, was a original walk-on at UCLA. And his coach, the wide receiver coach at that time, under Terry Donahue, was Rick Neuheisel. And Rick takes great pleasure in saying that he got that kid ready to go in for a play in the Rose Bowl. That was one of the great moments in his days as an assistant coach, to get that young man an opportunity to have a ball thrown his direction in the Rose Bowl in Pasadena.
You know, Tim, you're one of the great storytellers in our business. I've
been at it a long time.
Outstanding, man. I mean, you have a story for every single thing that's ever happened in football, and it's very impressive. And some of them I know about, and some of them, I have no idea what you're talking about.
My wife complains that I tell some of those in my sleep while dreaming.
I'm telling you, I bet you do.
Terry said that. You got to shut up, man. I'm tired of hearing these stories. Tennant boots it through. Okay, everybody can say hi to Terry now. She's
hi, Terry.
And as a thing of beauty now, Jeremiah Patterson awaits the kick, and here he comes. And ahead to the 28-yard line before being pushed back. What a day. Not one, not two, but a troika of football tomorrow. Starts with the Badgers at home. Jump around, baby. Against Alabama, then the Beavs. Little Civil War action. Oregon State, and UCF and TCU. Jason Benetti and Brock Heward and our friends Mark Helfrich and young Connor Onion will be on the call where the Horned Frogs are at home against UCF. You'll see Gus Malzahn's offense. He's got a new QB that could make some noise. Arizona now trying to make it respectable here in the closing moments. Fafita's been shut down. Some penalties have had a lot to do with that. He's really been productive, and so has T-Mac in a lot of respects, but they have gotten in their own way with penalties and turnovers. That was a gain of 10 first down.
Defensive coordinator Joe Klanderman is going to play with two safeties back for Kansas State and make sure that Arizona takes the long way to the end zone. And I'm just telling you, he coaches the safety specifically, so they're not going to give up big plays here.
Out of the shotgun again, Fafita with time. Curl pattern that's caught by Montana Lamonius Craig. He's been very effective tonight. The senior from Inglewood. 28 catches a year ago, 5 of them coming against Colorado. Here's Fafita.
Something that's kind of crazy. He doesn't use the laces for the most part, right? He's sitting there with plenty of time to find the laces, and a guy of smaller stature with maybe smaller hands, that's really impressive that he has the grip strength to make those throws so accurately without the laces.
Threw for 354 in the Alamo Valero Bowl.
Without the laces.
Without the laces. How about that? Lamonius Craig on the receiving end. A little curl towards the boundary. 7-yard gain. Second and 3.
This is exactly what Kansas State wants, right? It's not going to be death by 1,000 cuts. It's going to be death by 1,000 cuts for Arizona if they don't create some explosive plays, just because, like you love to say, tick, 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 tick. 5 minutes and 30 seconds and counting for this Arizona football club.
Risano is checked in the backfield now. And Fafita will check it down to him. And he has the first down at the 40-yard line of the Wildcats of Kansas State. Austin Moore with the tackle, the senior from Lewisburg, Kansas. So much news being made from week to week with these upsets. You know, you had Northern Illinois beating Notre Dame last week. There have been a few other surprises. We touched on UNLV tonight. Hey, they beat Houston and Kansas the first couple of weeks. Barry Odom's done a great job taking over there. They're probably saying to the Pac-12, what about us?
Yeah.
You need to start thinking about us as you expand. That announcement came overnight just a couple of nights ago. Montana Lamonius Craig on the receiving end. We were just out in Pullman and we were talking about what they could do to expand that league in 2026, and Pac-12 wisely now is looking to bring in some of those Mountain West teams.
Arizona has been fairly casual, to say the least. I mean, they're huddling. Yep. They're not really in that hurry up. They need to be in 2-minute offense for the rest of this football game, or they're just not going to have enough time. You can see the wide receivers are just kind of moseying out, getting lined up, taking their time. That is not conducive to their success here in the rest of this game.
Looking for T-Mac in the corner. What a catch. And he lost it on the way down. Boy, oh boy, I thought he had it. But he lost it on the way down or was stepping out of bounds. Maybe that was the story.
Yeah,
let's take a look.
His left foot is going to go out of bounds.
Look at this, though.
My goodness.
That's a
catch.
He's got maybe the toe was out of bounds.
We saw it in the Ravens-Kansas City Chiefs game. Yeah. The tip of that toe looks like it's going to be on the white, and because he has red tips of the shoes, you can clearly see.
Oh, that is so close.
If he's wearing white shoes, though, we got some action, you know.
That is so close.
But how about the catch still? Even though the feet aren't down, the ability to go one hand with a defender on you, I like to call it a combat catch, and still secure it, so impressive.
I think they're going to look at it. There's no question that is an NFL receiver, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the name, Tetairoa McMillan.
They call him T-Mac.
Tippy-toeing along the sideline. Well, you know, I say give him some points for just the athletic endeavor that it takes to accomplish that, but no, you could not overturn that. His history as a volleyball player, the Polynesian game, there's so many of them that are great volleyball players. That's what helps him so much in high-pointing the ball the way he does. Can you imagine that guy spiking a ball after the setter got it right where he needed it? Playing some beach volleyball.
Have you ever seen Meet the Parents? I'm sure a lot of people have had broken, bloody noses because of him.
Look at this. You did that. You did that in practice, didn't you?
Yeah, all the time. I would just go out and, you know, go out with the opposite hand, go between the legs twice. You know, it's just what I do.
Yeah, take that, Odell Beckham. Look out. Incomplete. I think he heard the footsteps. That was Chris Hunter, number 16, the redshirt sophomore, and I think he heard some footsteps right there of VJ Payne, number 19.
Yeah, and that's VJ Payne trusting his gift. When we talked to the coaching staff, they said, I mean, he's got everything. He's tall, he's long. Yeah. He's run 23 miles per hour, but sometimes he hesitates because he just doesn't always trust his gifts. And they said he's getting more and more comfortable. That's him playing that half safety and trusting his gifts and making a play.
Oh, yeah, he's 4th down and 10. Sort of interesting that McMillan's not out there. They go empty. And here's the pass towards Hunter, incomplete. So they're stopped on downs, and K-State will take over, and this demolition in the second half rolls on. Arizona came into this game on a 9-game win streak, which was tops in the country in the aftermath of the Michigan loss last week. What a performance tonight, though. The Friday Night Spotlight, sponsored by KFC. It is finger-licking good, and this guy is really good. Avery Johnson, what a performance.
Yeah, I mean, I highlighted him in the open for a reason. Even with the big mistake before half, he responded. You got to remember, guys, this is a 19-year-old true sophomore, voted a captain, earned the respect of his teammates. He's worked on his passing from the pocket. And when he gets on the outside, he is scary good.
By the way, add 110 yards of rushing to that total of offense in the air for him. And DJ Giddens gets big-time yardage, but a marker down, thrown back near the line of scrimmage, where holding would be the preliminary indication. Gain of 21 that will be negated.
Holding, offense number 83, 10-yard penalty, repeat first down.
I've had a lot of questions about this, partner. Before we get off the air tonight, I got to ask you about it. We had Wisconsin a couple of weeks back.
Yeah.
You know and I know that Phil Longo kept a lot in the arsenal that he didn't show that night, and I would tell you the same thing happened with North Dakota last week. what are their chances as a 16.5-point underdog against Alabama at home?
I think it remains to be seen because we don't exactly know who Alabama is just yet.
True.
Right? And
True.
like you said, Wisconsin held a lot back
They did.
because they knew that Alabama was on the horizon. So I'm really interested to see. And guess what? Because of these Friday night games, we'll be able to watch, baby.
And by the way, if you think this was fun and the atmosphere was electric tonight, Nebraska, look out. Big Red is back in the top 25 for the first time since 2019. It's been a long time. And they have a chance, if you look at their schedule, to get to Ohio State 7-0.
Yeah.
And Illinois is going to come in. Brett Bielema's team.
Illinois is not going to let it happen easy.
And they got fresh off of a victory against Kansas last week. And they were an underdog in that game, the Illini.
I'm really looking forward to diving into the film on the young quarterback, Dylan Raiola, another Elite 11 kid who came in with a lot of hype, really worked on outside of just the physical part of being a quarterback, the mental part of the game. Right. And you can see it just bleeding out in front of the whole country.
And you get to meet Larry the Cable Guy.
I don't know who that is, but I will.
Yeah. You'll love him. Get her done. Get her done. He's Mater.
What?
Mater.
I
You know
can't wait.
Mater.
I
You
know
know
Mater.
Mater. Hell yeah, you know
let's
Mater.
go.
Of course he knows Mater. He's a baby, this guy I'm working with. Fox College Football, sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. The color, the pageantry, the pomp, the circumstance, it's all been with us tonight. Be a lot of happy K-State fans out in Aggieville tonight. A lot of the guys in our crew, Scotty Hayes, Scott Alexander, Michael Barshup, our broadcast associate, and I, we're out there this afternoon walking through the lovely entertainment area in Manhattan, just off campus. There's DJ Giddens getting out to about the 28-yard line. Give him 5 yards, 3rd down and 5, and a timeout taken. So, we're having a little fun with Mount Rushmores when we go on the road. And I'm going to give you mine for Kansas State. And this was, listen, I'm aware of the people I'm leaving out, all right?
I knew it was going to be
I'm leaving out a lot of really good players. But I love Sproles. Got to go with Tyler Lockett. Mark Semino is a magnificent linebacker, was part of those championship teams. I had him in the Fiesta Bowl in '97 when they beat and Deuce Vaughn. You got to go with Double Deuce.
For some reason.
Ooh, you went with Michael. I
did. I went with Michael Bishop. I mean, outstanding what he was able to do here at Kansas State. Why are we so similar? I thought you were going to have a bunch of black and white guys on there.
I went with the defender, Semino, from that team in 98, 99, 97.
Okay.
You went with the quarterback. And
Tim, you're killing me. I thought you for sure would go with leather helmets, like something like that.
I didn't feel like I could go with Bishop because I thought Colin Klein, a finalist for the Heisman.
Yeah.
You know, and Colin's now, of course, the offensive coordinator at Texas A&M, which created the opening for Connor Riley. But Michael, it's a great choice. Michael Bishop, they should have beaten A&M and should have played for the national title in '99.
And, you know, our partner here.
There's the Hall of Famer.
That's true. We did miss one there.
Hey, Bill Snyder had us come out to the Fiesta Bowl like a week before the game. He said, only time I can meet with you guys is like December 27th. The game was on January 1st.
And our partner here, Terry Richardson, he desperately wants Ty Zimmerman on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
He's a safety from, Kansas State fans will remember him.
Talent.
Big-time talent.
Yep.
But he can't be on the Mount Rushmore, Terry. I'm sorry. He just can't.
Only because he shut him down.
That's right.
Yeah. And, of course, Jordy Nelson is another great receiver that we gets an honorable mention on our Mount Rushmores. Got to give Jordy Brennan was telling us when we were talking with Coach Brennan before the game, he was telling us about we were still trying to tackle Jordy Nelson when we were here back in 2007. There's McClanahan's boot. And that's a beautiful 47-yarder. Speaking of that, here's actual proof of what we were just discussing about Coach Brennan.
The only time I've been out there was, I think, when I was an assistant with Coach Tomey at San Jose. I believe we went out there in 2007, and we're still trying to tackle Jordy Nelson. So that's all I remember.
Is that classic? That is classic.
Now he's going to be having nightmares about still trying to tackle Avery Johnson.
By the way, Petros Papadakis and I had a chance to call during the COVID season his championship game in the Mountain West out in Las Vegas. And you think of where that program was, San Jose State, and what he did after Dick Tomey had left, and to win that championship in that league, tough league too, pretty amazing. And I think he's found a beautiful home. His wife is from there. He met his wife while a GA at Arizona, and they're so happy to be back in that area. He wears, you notice he's got the lei around his neck. He's so caught up in the Polynesian way of life.
Yeah. He said they gave it to me. I'm wearing it every single time.
Every single game he's going to wear it.
You just got to love that from your head coach.
Fifita jitterbugs his way up the field and is out of bounds at the 38. Shoved out. I'm still impressed with him. I know it's not the kind of night he was expecting. They came out looking so good on that opening drive. I think the interception in the end zone that was so big in this game, you go back and wonder, where does the game turn? He had a touchdown opportunity with it was literally taken away by Keenan Garber that really stymied any momentum that the Arizona Wildcats had in the first half. Although they only trailed by a touchdown at halftime. You see he's not giving up, and I think we may have a non-contact injury to Riley. Malachi Riley caught that ball, and it looked like his knee buckled on him as he was going to the turf. Boy, you hate to see that, especially late in a game like this. Watch.
Yeah, his foot kind of gets stuck
right
in the turf there.
Oh.
He's trying to reach back and catch that ball.
Hate to see that. Yeah.
That's tough.
Those are the kind of non-contact injuries that just turn a coach. They get old really quickly when they see that. And an old receiver like Coach Brennan feels it in a way that maybe some coaches wouldn't, because he played that position. Just getting into the game, Malachi. Sophomore from Moreno Valley, California. And there's a lot of concern along that sideline. You know, after that non-ruled catch, McMillan has not been in the game. I think probably when that happened, you know, maybe they're thinking at some point, hey, we got to have this guy the rest of the year. We need to give him some rest. They're going to have to give Riley. They don't need to see this from a backup. He is putting a little bit of pressure on it, so that's good to see. I thought that they might be carrying him off the field. I really did at first glance. Kansas State's got some important games coming up. I mean, Oklahoma State on the 28th of September. The Sunflower Showdown against KU. Kansas is hurting now. And Iowa State and Farmageddon on November the 30th. Kansas may be missing Andy Kotelnicki, the offensive coordinator that's been with Lance Leipold for such a long time. He took the job with James Franklin at Penn State, and I wonder if Daniels, the quarterback, is maybe missing him. Them getting out of the gates with 2 losses at Illinois and tonight at home against UNLV. Boy, that was a heck of a hit, absorbed by Risano right after he caught that ball. He popped up in a hurry. He got hammered by VJ Payne, and I do mean VJ Payne.
Yeah, I think that's number 9, though.
Yep. He got him on the other backside.
Donovan McIntosh.
McIntosh got him, yep.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a 9 in there, you know.
There's a 9 on the 19.
VJ Payne is 19, yeah.
We give Brett Bender just a small E on the Chesterfield scoreboard. 4th down, here's Fifita. And it's incomplete. Hunter, the intended receiver again. And that'll do it. One more snap, and our first installment of Friday Night Football on Fox will be in the books. I am thoroughly impressed with K-State.
Yeah.
And given what happened to Cam Rising, and they were the preseason favorite, Utah, we still don't know his status.
Yeah.
A couple of fingers in his throwing hand, how long he'll be out.
Yeah.
I know Jason and Brock will be talking about that when they have him at Oklahoma State tomorrow. But this team looks like they're going to be in it for the long haul.
Yeah, and the most telling stat for a team after the game, for an offense especially, 0 turnovers for Kansas State. They were exceptional, led by their quarterback, the true sophomore who we've talked a lot about tonight, Avery Johnson.
Boy, I got to tell you, Kansas State's offense was clean tonight.
Yeah.
No turnovers. Fireworks going off. 2 outstanding coaches have a lot of respect for one another. We were down there when they met before the game. Kleinman has done a remarkable job here, keeping the tradition set by Bill Snyder alive. Josh Sims will have some interviews for us when we come back. We'll also discuss what happened and what lies ahead on Friday nights here on Fox. Stay right where you are. Tonight's hors d'oeuvre will lead you right into the main course tomorrow. Big noon kickoff live from Madison, Wisconsin. Badgers get the Tide of Alabama. Rob Stone, Mark Ingram, Brady Quinn, all of the crew. Urban Meyer and company, they'll all be on hand for that matchup. And then comes the game, 31-7 tonight. And Devin Gardner, we were told about Avery Johnson. You knew about him all too well, having seen him and worked with him at the Elite 11. And he is the goods. He's everything that was advertised.
Yeah, how about an opportunity in front of a primetime audience to put your skills on full display?
Yeah.
I don't think we oversold it. I think that we put it exactly what it was going to be, and he was impressive tonight, and he had some adversity, and he responded. That was so impressive for me to watch. Again, 19 years old, and he put his skills on display in front of the whole entire country.
Tell you what, if he's got T-tops on that lavender Corvette, his blonde locks might be flapping in the breeze.
He's going to give me a ride.
Yeah, let's go down to Josh Sims. He's got him now.
Well, Avery, this week during press conferences, you talked about the fact that you guys wanted to get some more explosive plays, some more plays downfield. How do you feel you guys did that out there tonight?
I think we did a great job, and just credit to Coach Riles, our offensive coordinator. He came out with the aggressive mindset today, and the guys came out ready to play, and it was just me just putting it in those receivers' vicinity, letting them go make plays after the catch.
3-0 right now. How would you evaluate where this K-State team is all around right now?
Hey, we still have a lot of work to do, but the sky's the limit for this team, man. We have great leadership in that locker room. A lot of guys, great relationships, a lot of guys that just play for the person to the right and their left. So I feel like the sky's the limit for this team moving forward.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
I'm thinking a little bit, Devin, about past great quarterbacks. Michael Bishop, a great junior college transfer. Kleinman, who really was just an all-shucks, grinder of a runner. They had humility. This kid's got swagger, but he's also humble.
Oh, very humble. When you're riding around in a lavender Corvette and you're the hometown kid, NILs in play and all these different things, you have to have a special human that doesn't make everyone else feel like they're being left out. And they have that in Avery Johnson. It's very impressive to watch. But how about that defense as well? Right, Klanderman did an outstanding job of getting them back on track. And since that first half last week, they have been lights out. The entire team, special teams, offense, defense, they played spectacular tonight.
Well, that special other guy with a K name, Kleinman's really happy with the job Klanderman did, and let's go down. Josh has him.
Well, Coach, when I caught up with you at halftime, you were very frustrated. So what was said in the locker room to turn things around for you guys?
Well, we were playing good football. We'd made a couple mistakes. I made a mistake at the end of the first half. We missed a field goal, but we were moving the ball at will. They had a great first drive, and we talked about what we'd see early, what we'd see late, and we kind of got the speed of the game. Number 4 is a great, great player. The quarterback did a good job. We just had to make sure to keep things in front of us, and I thought we did a good job of that.
Can you talk about the play of Avery Johnson as well as getting Dylan Edwards involved like you wanted to?
Well, we thought if we could get him to punt it, it could be an offensive play for us, and everybody saw what I see all the time with his ability. Phenomenal player. And Avery is Avery, and I was glad he was able to showcase it on national TV.
Congrats on the win, Coach.
Thanks.
You know, Josh, he said that was a program win, a culture win last week when they came from behind at Tulane. I think it really helped get his team prepared for this game, even on a short turnaround from a Saturday to a Friday home game.
Yeah, of course. And you heard him at the end there say Avery was Avery tonight. And he's only going to get better. Every single time you watch the film, every time out, he improves. Right. And I think they're only scratching the surface of what he's capable of with this offense and Riley calling the plays.
Absolutely. A star was born tonight. Avery Johnson, tonight's star. Dylan Raiola, you'll see next week, the Nebraska quarterback that they believe is a program changer for our entire crew. Marco Barshop, our broadcast associate. Brett Bender, our spotter. Content coordinator Scott Alexander. Terry T-Rich Richardson of Michigan and Marshall fame. Happy birthday to T-Rich. And for my partner, Devin Gardner. Tim Brando saying so long. Enjoy Big Noon, and all those guys, you work hard. We'll be watching at Chateau Brando, and we'll see you in Nebraska come Friday night.